Hey guys, next up on Thursday, we've got Virginia, an 8.5-point favorite, taking on the Oregon Ducks.
So the Ducks, Oregon, the 12 seed, the one non-chalk team left in the Sweet 16. Although I'll say this, no team in the country hotter than Oregon right now. 10 straight wins, and more important for us, 10 straight covers. It's not like there's been a lot of lucky covers for Oregon in the stretch. Average cover by Oregon, 15 points per game. They've exceeded expectations, and it was a fundamental change, RJ. They switched up their lineup to go with four guys.
Let's slow down and talk about that, because to me, I love 10-0 streaks. I love teams that are surging, but I'm always worried, is it just, flipping a coin? Sometimes it's going to be 6 heads in a row, and I'm also worried the public's going to overreact. But Oregon, it'd be like saying, hey, straight out of Vegas, somehow RJ finally goes on that rant that gets him fired, and all of a sudden they got some schmo in here. The Brad Powers show, straight out of Vegas. It ain't straight out of Vegas, right? Oregon fundamentally changed themselves. Explain how.
They did. So Oregon came into the season, borderline preseason top 10 team. Oregon lost their best player, a 7'1" center. Oregon was meandering throughout the season, didn't meet up expectations, was a 500 team in the Pac-12. They were changing lineups, RJ. Finally, they found the right lineup. They went with 4 guys that are all 6'9". Matchup nightmare for a lot of teams. All of them are elite defenders. All can handle the rock. And since that time, Oregon, 10 straight covers.
Any quick thoughts, Wes?
Just that Brad has been on top of this. He's been on Oregon literally the last 6 times Oregon has played, starting with the Pac-12 tournament.
Ken?
I'm very impressed. Brad called this a long time ago, and I followed the Pac-12 very closely. I didn't see it until after Brad kind of brought it to my attention, so he was right on it.
Continuing on in the Sweet 16, guys, we go to the West region where Gonzaga is a 7.5-point favorite taking on Florida State.
So, Brad Powers, your best team in the country?
It is Gonzaga right now. And this line's kind of saying it. Gonzaga's a little bit of a bigger favorite against Florida State right now on a neutral than that Duke team was on a neutral court just about 9 days ago in the ACC championship. Maybe not so much of a hot take.
So what was the line there?
Line, Duke, Florida State, neutral, 7. This line right now, Gonzaga 7.5 on a neutral.
Except, hold on a second. Duke, was it in the finals?
It was in the, yep.
Isn't there a basic handicapping theory that the most pedigreed teams, the teams that have the lead, like, ACC tournament championship, put that in the backyard. Give it to the trainer, that banner. Basic premise is the Dukes of the world don't take those finals as seriously because they don't want to exert themselves. They've got the tournament coming up.
You're right, RJ. But in this case, I think
you can just leave it at that.
You're right, RJ.
Brett, you agree?
I do.
And then we're talking a point or two. But, I don't think anyone disagrees. And Ken, jump in. Tell me if anyone does. If it's Zags and Duke, if they play today, Duke's probably favored by 1.5 or 2 just because of at most, because of the public.
I totally agree with that.
And that's it.
Yep.
So it's pretty much effectively a coin flip.